Hey students, I'm back. Mr. Dooley, we're doing some more recorders. We're looking at 25 and 26 today. 25 is Sanctus, 26 is Bouffons, if I'm pronouncing that correct. Sanctus, let's look at that first. If you look at each measure, you'll notice it looks a little different from the past songs. That's because it has 3 beats in each measure. And you can tell because if you look right before the first note where there's a 3 over a 4, the top number always tells us how many beats are in the measure. So it's saying it's only 3. So when we count songs, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So first measure would be a half note, which takes 2, and then the quarter note, which gets 1. So we get 3. So it'd be do, do. 1, 2, 1. Do, 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 do. Now if we look at that third measure, that thing is 3 beats. Remember, a half note with a dot in front of it is 3 beats because the dot adds half of what the half note is worth. So if a half note is worth 2, what's half of 2? 1. So we do 2 plus 1, and we get 3. 3 beats right there. Let's see anything else. Let's look at the last 2 measures. We have a dotted half note tied to a dotted half note. So remember, ties are plus signs, so let's think about how many beats that's going to end up being. And if you ended up guessing 6, you're correct because 3 plus 3 is 6. So we're going to hold that for 6 beats. All right, here's the part where I want you to pause the video and then come back and we will sight read it together. Remember, I want you to sight read things on your own. If I just play the song for you, then you're not really learning how to read music, you're just learning how to copy me. So, pause the song, sight read it, and then we'll play it together. All right, I've got my computer here, so I'm gonna hit play on here. We'll have a play along track. 1, ready, play. Neato. All right. We're going to do one without the backgrounds, and I'm bobbing with the tempo. This one isn't so hard. We're not flying around with our fingers, but it is a lot of counting. Sometimes the counting can get us messed up. Let's play one together with no backgrounds. Just make sure you're keeping the beat. So 1, 2, 1, 1. If we're reading from the beginning, 2 beats, 1 beat, 2 beats, 1 beat, 3 beats, 3 beats, and then we're on to line 2. 1, ready. And if you're having trouble remembering notes, remember it's best not to write the notes underneath like we did in last lesson. where it had us write in. I realize it's backwards, but where they had us write in, that's just practice to help you remember. But writing in notes underneath your, or writing in the letters underneath your notes kind of takes away the practice from you. So you rely more on the letters than looking at the notes. So it slows you down. But there's a few things you can do. You can look back and see what notes you're missing. Or if you look at the back, it's like the second page of your packet book. And it has, second page, third. So it's the, I know it's here. Maybe it's the back of the book. It's the last page of your packet book. Has all the different notes that you can play on recorder. So if you can't remember a note, you can look back there, and that's kind of like your guide if you need it. Alright, I'm going to have you guys pause your video, and I want you to practice and have Sanctus done. So that means you don't make mistakes anymore, and we'll do one last playthrough. Don't skip through and say, it's good enough. I only made 3 mistakes. No, you don't want to move on until all the mistakes are gone, and you can play it flawlessly. Come back once you can play it flawlessly, and we'll move on to the next song. Pause. Alright, now that you're back, it took 30 minutes, an hour, however long it took to get Sanctus ready. Let's play it together, and we're going to play with the recording again. 1, ready. Let's move on. If you look under Sanctus, you can learn a little bit about the composer, and I'll link a description to the original recording of what he wrote of Sanctus. So in the description, you'll be able to find another YouTube that takes you to the real version of Sanctus, which is with singers. Moving on to 26, we have eighth notes. So if we're going to clap, it's 26. We have eighth notes, so we need to count 1 and 2 and. Because now there's only 2 beats in a measure. Look at that. Numbers in the beginning, we call that the time signature. It's 2 over 4, so there's only 2 beats. So if we're to clap it, 1 and 2 and clap it, go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. You just made it on the top line. Let's do it again, clap it, go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Alright, let's play. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Pause your video, and then we'll play together because I want you to sight read. So go ahead and pause, sight read, and then come back and you'll see how well you did. Alright, now that you're back, 2 and ready and go. Neat. Quick song, and it's quick because we got all those eighth notes in there. Remember, there's 2 eighth notes in a beat. 1, 2. So in a beat, it'd be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. That's why when we clap, it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and notice when we hit that second measure, we get the quarter note. It's 1 and 2 and, because the quarter note takes up the whole beat. It's going to take all the way up until 2. 1 and 2 and, so it gets that 1 and. 1 and 2 and 1, 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. All right. That was pretty simple, so I'm going to go ahead and say go to practice mode. You can pause and go to practice mode. If you get a little confused, you can rewind and play it with me again. Just watch out for your eighth notes. And go ahead and pause, guys. Pause, practice, and then come back for the final performance. Let's play. 1 and 2 and ready, go. Oh, let's do the recording. Final performance. Ready, go. If you haven't done, go ahead and you can close out this video. But if you're still having a little trouble, I'm going to give you a few ways to practice it right now. Here's some ways that I do it. One way is you can start making the song smaller. A mistake that we often want to do is try and play the whole thing. We made one mistake and we want to do the whole thing over. No, take little chunks. Let's just do the first two measures. Just. And we'll do it 3 times. Ready, go. Now look at the next two measures, 3 and 4, and let's play those 3 times. Ready, go. And if you need to pause and work that one out so you can do it the second and third time, please do, because you need to put the practice in. But I'm assuming you just played it right. Let's go second time. Again. And once those 2 sections are happening, now we can combine them. So we're going to do the first 4 measures 3 times. And then we do the same for the bottom line. If you look at the first 2 measures, bottom line, it's the same as the top. So we'll just do the last 2 measures. The last 2 measures, everybody ready? And remember, if you need to pause and practice it so you can play it, please do. Second time. And third time. And now we'd put the bottom line all together. Bottom line. You play that 2 more times, and now you're ready to try and tackle the whole thing. Making the song in little tiny chunks, and then slowly putting them into longer chunks is a good way to practice smarter, which means you'll learn the song much quicker than trying to tackle the whole thing and beating your head against the wall, which is frustrating and not fun. Anyway, guys, stay healthy, and tune in next time for next lesson. I'll link the description for Sanctus, and I have a YouTube of Bouffons being danced to as well, so I'll link both of those in the description. Stay healthy, everybody.